Contrary to stereotypes about staying healthy in old age, Halyna Koval drinks several cups of coffee per day and loves chips. She says she has no special secrets of staying young, except yoga from time to time.
I do these exercises sometimes even these days, if I don't forget.
Halyna Koval is a professor. She devoted 53 years to research at the National Medical Academy of Postgraduate Education.
I never wanted to be a doctor. My father was a doctor and he insisted I would apply to a medical academy. After the first year, I managed to persuade my mother to transfer me to the architecture academy, but my father returned my documents. This is how I became a doctor.
She started to research radiological anatomy after a medical error in her youth. After she misdiagnosed a patient, she decided to study the anatomy of the human skeleton in detail, and it all resulted in a detailed handbook for doctors.
The human face was not studied by science of the time, and I, with an assistant professor, studied every bone. We made X-ray shots, looked at it closely, and as a result, created a whole new sphere in radiological anatomy.
Halyna devoted her next book to describing the changes that happened in medicine after ultrasound, MRI, and CT methods were introduced.
You see this? This is what we didn't have. All the cross sections of the brain. Or this, for example, is an eye. What could we see? Nothing. Here you can see the eye's lens, muscles, everything.
Now, the professor is working on a 4-volume book that describes modern diagnostic algorithms and gives image analyses. She can recognize the most complex pathologies, and her colleagues often seek her advice.
This is an athlete. Because of all the physical stress, there were changes and doctors could not figure out what it was.
Having devoted almost all of her time to radiology, Halyna did not forget about her favorite childhood hobby. This is her illustration in the textbook. When she turned 78, she tried painting with acrylics.
A year before that, my husband died. I was very sad and I decided to fill that void, treat that wound. Painting helped me. I was painting a lot back then and was giving my works as presents to everyone, whether they wanted it or not.
Her paintings include landscapes, flowers, and birds. The basics of painting Halyna learned by herself.
I don't plan beforehand. I started drawing storks, so what kind of background I should choose. I wanted them to sit down. I don't know if I'll be able to show that the sun is rising and not setting.
Over her long life, Halyna Koval suffered several serious illnesses, surgeries, and even clinical death. And as she says herself, she never thought she would live so long. Yet whatever happened, she never gave up.
I never had this feeling that I would give up. I never despaired if there were some hardships. It was the opposite. I felt the will to resist, to overcome everything, do everything my way, and win.
At 93, Halyna still has lots of plans and still hopes to achieve a lot in science, art, and help her family. She is planning to visit the Netherlands to see her daughter in the near future. Reported by Evgenia Burda, UATV.